Shadow Generations has been one of the most well-received games in Sonic's history. Not only is it an amazing Sonic game, but it's just an overall great game. But despite it being so polished and well put together, speedrunners have already found ways to completely decimate this game's mechanics. This is every way speedrunners have broken Shadow Generations in just 1 week. Not exactly going in chronological order here, but I want to talk about what I think is the coolest discovery made so far. It utilizes the Chaos Spear ability Shadow has from the very start of the game. This ability is intended to stun faraway enemies or targets that Shadow wouldn't normally be able to reach. But speedrunners of course found a much bigger purpose for it. It turns out that the Chaos Spear ability has one property about it that makes it heavily abusable. It actually maintains whatever speed you're going at for as long as you're channeling the ability. This is really big for the game because in Shadow Generations your airspeed actually drops off really fast, despite the air boost being pretty solid to start. But the issue is that right after you boost, Shadow's speed immediately starts dropping almost to a crawl until you're grounded again. But if you use the Chaos Spear right after boosting, you can keep that top speed until you hit the ground again, as long as you keep spamming the spear. These tricks don't really have names that are set in stone yet, so I'm going to say a few of the potential options. For a serious name, we have Spear Glides. But if you want to be cool, you can call it some of the meme names like the Chaos Gritty, or as me and my friends like to call it, Spear Maxing. Undetermined for the name so far, but let me know in the comments what you would call it. The cool and unfortunate part about what I'm going to call the Spear Glide tech is that you can do it literally anytime you're in the air. Short hop across a gap, Spear Glide. Massive rail section, why not skip it with the Spear Glide? It is incredibly fun to do and I would recommend even trying it out casually, but for the speedrun, it's a lot of inputs for a runner to do in such a short amount of time. And for a trick like this to be done for hours at a time, for example in a beat the game or any percent speedrun, this can really take a toll on a runner's hands. A quick note too, the only spear input that is really important is the first after the boost or any action that will break the chain. After you lock your speed down, you don't really have to spam as long as you're pressing it like once a second, you won't really drop speed. This knowledge can really help save your hands and also just make you go faster as well. You can also extend this even farther by using the boost and jump to reset Shadow's fall, and if used properly, you can essentially just fly through the air for seconds at a time. Ignoring that though, this tech is so much fun. You feel like an absolute speed demon when you master the speed tech, flying through the stages clearly way faster than the developers ever expected. Utilizing chaos control and then flying across the stage during that time really made me flash back to how I felt about Shadow when he was first introduced.
Wow, he's fast!
If I tried to list every skip this tech lets you do, we would be here all day, but I'll try to list off some of the really cool ones. Before we do that, if you like Sonic content, make sure to subscribe to tell YouTube you want to see more of my content. Kingdom Valley has been one of the most praised stages in this game so far, and for good reason. The speedrun has a ton of spear glides because of just how open it is. You can skip entire paths and chunks of the stage with proper spacing. This section after a huge launch from a dash ring is the craziest use of this tech in the entire game. Aside from just the stages, some of the challenges you have to do to progress the game benefits a ton from this ability, like in this target challenge where you can skip like half of the platforming, or this chaos control challenge late in the game. I think you really only need to touch the ground like a total of 3 times if you do this one right. Moving on, Radical Highway has some crazy uses for this tech as well. While the Doomlings are super broken in this stage, the Chaos Spear makes that an optional ability here. You can complete full out of bounds skips just by following one of the paths the game sets you on, and using this Chaos Spear tech to cross massive gaps even without the wings. Outside of just the Spear Glide tech, there have been some major discoveries in other aspects of the run as well. I had to go back after having recorded this video because this trick was found so recently and it's really incredible. This trick is named the Yoinky Sploinky, and it's the biggest skip found so far in any percent. Right after starting a new game, you load into Space Colony Arc Act 1. This stage has an interesting gimmick, where there are these green walls that change your gravity while near them. Nocton found that if you were able to jump off the platform and immediately stomp after clearing the railing, Shadow will keep this momentum even though his gravity resets back to normal. At first, Nocton hit a wall, literally. But not to be deterred, he tried different angles and positions, until he found this. This saves around 15 seconds in the very first stage of the run, but this skip wasn't exactly free. As cool as it is, hitting the Yoinky Sploinky is going to be a very reset heavy moment. But hey, at least the resets are quick in this game. This skip honestly surprised me a bit, as it wasn't the type of skip I was expecting to see in this game. I expected something dumb with some of the game's other mechanics like the Chaos Sphere or the Doom Wings. Okay, I admit it, the Doom Wings are also really broken too. Though you don't unlock them in any percent until Radical Highway, aka the last zone in the game, if you're doing individual level speedruns, you can activate them at any point if you have 50 rings. Think about it like Shadow's version of Supersonic. Even though the game has only been out for a week, there have already been quite a few skips found with this ability. Outside of just small route differences within the stages, there have been full out-of-bounds skips. For example, an alternate method of doing that skip in Radical Highway 2, you can just fly straight out of bounds if you route out the rings early enough. This lets you skip a ton of platforming and detours you would have to go through otherwise. Another big skip was found in Rail Canyon Act 1. Glitch Hunter MTP discovered what is probably the single biggest skip in the game so far. In one of the sections where Black Doom takes you to the Radical Highway dimension during the stage, MTP found a way out. If you boost off of this odd railing collision, you get sent flying into the air. You are now in the freefall section of the stage without actually being in the proper state. If you use Doom Wings at this point, you can actually fully break out of bounds since the devs didn't put boundaries like they normally would. From here, MTP navigated out of bounds to avoid any surrounding kill planes. All of this is cool and all, but what does this actually accomplish? Well, this is probably the craziest glitch found so far, but Shadow can actually break out of Black Doom's dimension. By escaping the bounds of the Radical Highway section, you can actually return straight back to Rail Canyon, and find yourself right before the end of the stage. After recording the video, they actually found a pretty similar skip in this section without the Doom Wings, found by Cryptic Jackknife. By boosting off the same exact railing, you will avoid entering the freefall state, and from here you can just Chaos Sphere until you reach the right spot and stomp. From here you won't go straight back to Rail Canyon, but you will reach the end of the section normally. For now, this doesn't actually save almost any time at all, but it is really cool. While there have only been a few major skips found so far with this ability in Shadow Generations, there is bound to be more just because of the nature of how broken the Doom Wings are. While this glitch is nowhere near as flashy as the others I've talked about in this video, its impact on the speedrun is arguably the biggest. And this glitch involves Shadow's trademark ability,
Chaos Control!
This ability enables Shadow to stop time and allows him to close as much distance as he can. And in the game, using this also stops the in-game timer. For individual level speedruns, this is huge as the in-game timer is your final time at the end of the stage. Early on, runners realized just how important routing out these chaos controls would be for pushing down these stage world record times. Each chaos control could save you up to 5 whole seconds, so even if you had to go out of your way for 2 seconds to get another, you would still be saving time. For a little while, there was just some standard routing to get extra chaos control capsules and destroying enemies in the way to get more meter, but eventually they found something that would help even more. This is what's known as Capsule Glitch. This glitch is honestly really simple and very useful as well, so feel free to try this out next time you play the game. All you need to do to perform Capsule Glitch is just hold down the button for chaos control, and then hit a chaos control capsule. That is literally it. Okay, but what is actually happening here? Capsule Glitch allows you to get 2 chaos controls for the price of 1. The first chaos control starts right as you hit the capsule, since you are already pressing the button down. The second chaos control will come to you after you finish the first. The reason for this is the game tries to send you the resources for Shadow's chaos control meter, not realizing that you already used one. Not even really 100% sure this is a glitch or not, but I can't imagine them wanting players to have something this abusable. Shadow Generations has been out for a little over a week at the time of this video's release. The speedrunning community, as always, did a great job in finding some incredible ways to make the game even faster than it was intended to be. But I will say, so far, very commendable for Sonic Team to be releasing such a solid and polished game. It truly is a great time to be a Sonic fan. Thanks everyone so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more Sonic speedrunning content, and have a wonderful rest of your day.